I mean, yes! Best band ever, my opinion, of course. Best band ever, both lead and rhythm playing. I can't think of somebody who's better in rock and roll that just freaking owns it, my God. Do yourself a favor. Listen to isolated guitar tracks. There's like 20 of them. Just be like, what? You'll have a whole newfound respect. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you here. We're back to songs. So in the comment section down below, I'm gonna do a deep dive with this band, at least like probably 8 to 10 songs. Let me know what you'd like me to show you. Now keep in mind, if you're like saying, I'm the one, and some of these other songs, they're freaking terrifying, and his rhythm swing is ridiculous. So it could take me like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years to get to it. But that's neither here nor there. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when the new videos come out. And also always check the description box below. Down below there now is a free soloing course called Fretboard Command, guaranteed to give you a whole new way to think about improvising on the guitar and make it a whole lot easier. Also down there, brettpapa.com. God, this year's gonna be so good. I got 3 courses coming out on my own, but in addition to that, I have like 5 new guys coming in that are just like, wow. So make sure you check out brettpapa.com. There's gonna always be something new popping up there all throughout this year and from now on. So anyways, the song. I don't have the most authentic Van Halen tone ever, but my God, tune down to E flat because it's the best tuning ever. Listen to this. I mean, why would you ever tune to any other tuning in your life? But anyways, going into a BTR 23, I got the bass kind of down low at like 11, mid would be like 2, treble would be 3. Going into a Rockett Archer Jeff Beck pedal with just a little bit of boost and a little bit of treble. And for nailing the Echoplex tone at like, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go out and say just about any price, that freaking Dunlop Echoplex pedal is amazing. So just go buy one. They're totally worth it. It's just like, wow, that's that sound. And it doesn't make noise and it's not $3,000. So anyways, great way to start to get that tone. Now, also, there's going to be a section, and I don't know if it's a flanger or a phaser. In the concert videos, he uses a flange, but this one kind of sounds phaser-ish. So I'm sticking a MXR script phaser in front of the distortion sound. And that's the way to get a lot of this Van Halen stuff. You got to stick the effects in front of the overdriven amp on 200. Okay, so song. Tune down again. If you're wondering why it doesn't sound right, that's why. There's 2 guitars going on. Listen to the isolated tracks, they're so good. 2 guitars being played. You can cop the feel with a unison bend for the first 2 bends, okay? So first one, it's a step and a half in between. You got 10th fret E, 12th fret, 13th fret, 13th fret B. And you wanna give it a little love, like you wanna give it a little vibrato. Then take that shape and shift it up 2 frets. And just do a climb, and you don't need to hold on that one for that long. And then down to B12. And then you slide down, and that's just. The next B bend is a step and a half, down to a whole step, down to original pitch, and it's 1 pick attack. Okay, now his amp is on super loud. It helps, there's compression, right? It's going into those like Universal Audio 1076 compressors, I think 2 of them. So that's gonna help with his note, but you gotta have a little bit of gain, right? And then these are picked. Okay, so you drop down to 10, hit it at pitch, and then Fulltone bar dive. That's my invisible bar. You'd think with this being my favorite band, I'd have at least like 3 or 4 Floyd Rose guitars. I don't even have one. If you got a Kramer Beretta that's just been like sitting in the corner of your room for like 6 years with dust on it, and it's like, what am I ever gonna do with that guitar? Just send it to me. I would love it. That would be amazing. And I'm overdue for a dive bomb guitar for sure. Okay, so that's the whole first part. Now you get into something that happens all the time. Okay, and it's really easy. It's just low E string, 7, 6, 5, 3, open. Okay, now this part has a little pattern. Okay, now to do that, you're gonna hit an open E, then you're gonna hit the E and B 7th fret. You could sneak the G in there, okay, if you want, so. And then you go right back to the low E before you do the mutes, right? So. And then you go to the G and B 7th fret. Hit that, mute, and then. Okay, now what you do there is you go G7, B5. And it just does it this way one time. Next time through, it adds a little thing to it, okay? So. Okay, so on the next time through, it just does a pull off. Okay, so that's gonna be 7 and 7, and then you pull off the B to 5. Okay, so. Okay, so get that down. So the first time, it just goes. Second and third time. Fourth time, it's the chord. One of the greatest chords ever in rock and roll. I was listening to a thing with Dweezil Zappa, and he said the Mean Streets G is the best chord in rock and roll, which is pretty amazing. But this one, to me, I was like, what is that? Like, and I don't even think Eddie does it the same way when he plays it live, because I've watched like 30 clips, and it doesn't sound the same as this. It sounds like a modified Keeter version of it. I'm just gonna go with this, okay? So. Now, what that is, and if you noticed, I added 2 low E's. Okay, so I'm claiming just for this, it's gonna be 5 on the A, open D, 7 on the G, open B, or you can do it like this. But I think it's this. I can't tell, to be honest with you, okay? So. Okay, now there's a little cool lick at the end of this. It goes. Okay, into the chorus part. Now check this out. Same way down. Then you go to 2, open A, 4th fret, 2nd fret, open D, 4th fret, A chord. Let that ring and then you cut it off. And then stabs with the snare. It goes da 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 da. And it goes. Now with those chords, the A chord, you just want to hit 2 notes. You gotta, when you listen to these isolated tracks, you're gonna realize a lot of times when he plays chords, it's just 2 notes and it makes it sound huge. Now, sometimes there's open notes thrown in there, like we're gonna see in just a second, but listen to all those old recordings, especially the isolated tracks, and you're gonna hear he doesn't play big chords very often, like meaning like, you know, like he does them. What is that? There it is. So like some of the only times you hear big chords in the song, right? or songs, I should say. So. Okay, now into the chorus. That's basically the patterns you're gonna have in the chorus part. So you walked it down. Open. And then, since you're gonna do the chord, walk down. Only difference, one mute, and then to do the 7th fret. Give it a little love. Got a little bit of squeak on there. Okay, now again, gain's gonna help with that. A lot of this sound that you're gonna hear with Eddie's is amps. The back end, like the power tubes, are working overdrive because the amp's on like 10. And it's variac down, right? So it has this little thing called the variac, and you can control the voltage. Drops it down to like 80 or 90 and then rebiases the amp so it gets more compressed. It doesn't mean it's more distorted per se, just has a sound to it. So, you know, if you struggle with getting this Van Halen tone, there's so much that goes into it to nail this first album. There's EQ pedals and all sorts of stuff. You know who did a great job on this? If you're a Van Halen fanatic, Pete Thorne and Dave Friedman did a whole Van Halen deep dive into tone. Killer video, check it out. So back to our that slide only happens once. Back into the verse. No chord this time. And then same thing. So it happens, it does that 4 times without the chord in it this time because it goes to a new part. Now, phaser, I think. I don't know, phaser, flanger. In the recent live concert footage, he puts on a flanger a lot. Sometimes a phaser, lots of times a flanger. So, I don't know, either one's gonna get the job done. Open strings, B and E, whole time. These chord shapes, super cool. It's just 2 notes. Again, the 2-note thing. So it's gonna be 4 and 5. Next chord shape is going to be, I said 4 and 5, that's actually 6 and 7, but 4 and 5 comes next. 6 and 7 to start, like an A chord. Okay, so, and then 7 and 9, now 4 and 5, and then back to 6 and 7. Okay, so could be doing a couple of different things. I think he changes the pattern a little bit. Live clips, he's just going up E, B, G. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna play this first one. Open A to switch. And then the open strings. And then okay, so you can also take your guitar's volume and just drop it down here. Does that twice, then it switches what the chord shape is, okay? So now it's going to be 9 and 11. So G9, D11, And then you go 11, 12, 7, 9, back to 9, 11. Same pattern. Okay, so all together. Okay, new part. So you play the chorus the same. On the last walk down, C sharp minor. Now, you can just concentrate on like these two strings, like say A4 and D6. You can put it like this too, but it gives you time to, two things happens. He hits the chord and then he rolls down his volume to get a cleaner sound. Then he comes in and adds the minor third. Okay, so. Then to a D. Okay, and just like you did in the song before, right? So it's. Back to the C sharp minor chord. Okay, so that's gonna be straight down the chord, but now you're gonna go, right? So you take off the third. Okay? Okay, so then, okay, so in that part, you go to an F sharp minor chord and play the first three strings. So E, A, D, bottom two strings, second fret, back up to the top, open, and then back to, okay, so it's, again, back to that rhythm stuff. So you got, it's, and you cut them off, you don't let them ring, right? So. Okay, so then you go back and then same thing. Open E, and then you do this. Have you ever played an E chord like this? It's a D shape, right? So it's 4, 5, 4, and then you do kind of the Tom Petty, like, you know, have you ever done like free falling, right? So you pull 5 to 4 on the E, and then this part's so freaking cool. All right, so let's do that whole part again from the chorus. so good. God, I love this guitar player. He's just the best ever. Just always pissed, but always melodic and just so good and freaking slinky. And I miss you. I miss you, my friend. The thousands and thousands of hours we spent together. I miss you as much every day. Okay, so cool part, right? So after you go, okay, so you got that. And then, so it's open E, 7th fret, back to E, and then tug it. Okay, and then that's gonna be 3, 4, and then open E and B. But you gotta give love to every note. There's always like some vibrato or just a little bit of tweaking going on, and that really helps get the feel, right? Now the next part is just the 9th fret, G and B. Okay, so pull it up and then down to 7 and 7. Then you're gonna go to the A string and you're gonna climb up like this. Okay? And you just pull that sucker down. And then straight back into. Different part. And then you got that. Right? Goes into that part. This part's a little bit different though. He does a couple of different things, right? So this one. So on that one, not a step and a half. Then there's a bend up to the 15th fret. And then you got. And then it just fluctuates back and forth between those parts, right? Some of the best rhythm playing ever. I would highly suggest, even if you can't play the leads, because, you know, honestly, not many of us can pull the leads off like this. I mean, I struggle with it. I'd have to do something 100 takes to get the feel and just really be able to pull off a wicked Eddie solo. The rhythm playing though, just because you can't play the leads, totally do a deep dive into the rhythm playing. Hands down, one of the best rock and roll rhythm guitar players ever. No question. I mean, like, ask anybody who's a ripping rhythm player, who's one of the best rhythm players. They're always gonna say in the top 3 that he is one of them. Just astounding rhythm guitarist. And we're gonna do a deep dive again, so let me know in the comments section below what ones you want to see. And again, thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, like the video if you got something out of it, and then check down below. You got a free soloing course down there to help you out, and also brettpapa.com funds this whole operation, both with me, the free videos, and all the guests I can bring in here, and also all the collaborative courses. I got a bunch coming out this year with just some freaking sick players. So make sure you go down there and you at least sign up for the email so you can be notified when all that new cool stuff comes out. And it also lets you know if you miss the subscription. I usually post after an email after I've released a new video. So you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the continued support. We'll catch you next time.